gonna tell you the real reason Brent Venables left Oklahoma for Clemson and all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. This is your place for Oklahoma football news and analysis. So you might have checked when I lost my mind because Mike Stoops got a $30,000 raise, and there are lots of reasons as to why, and I stated those in that video. I'm gonna put a link above so that you can click on it to catch you up. But I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at what you've said in the comments of that video about me losing my mind about Mike Stoops and whether or not you think it's warranted. So with that in mind, I'm gonna read a few of these comments for you. This one is from Sean James, who writes, "Shaking my head, I feel you, RJ. I'm just a nobody fan sitting at home watching the Rose Bowl, and on that Sony Michel play, when I saw our defensive alignment and the pre-snap shift, I started yelling exactly where the Bulldogs were going and that they were going to score on us yet again. And did I mention I'm a nobody sitting at home? Why can't the powers that be in Norman see it when everyone else in the country can't? Heck, everyone else in the country is either laughing at us or crying for us because of Fire Mike Stupid." This one from John Ramirez, who says, "I'm having a heart attack over Mike Stoops." Johnny B writes, "Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. What an unbelievable nightmare. What is it going to take? Is Lincoln Riley just ignoring our defensive stats the last few years? He's got to know what the Sooner Nation wants. Somebody please explain this to me before I go berserk. Crap." Jesse Browning writes, "I was already upset at the raise, but an extension? Through 2020? Ugh." Dylan DeMar writes, "How is it Lincoln Riley is okay with not having a top 50 defense? How long has it been since? This is nuts. What's it going to take to fire the guy?" And the last one I'm going to read comes from Brian Hall, who writes, "You didn't lose your mind. Your video perfectly reflects the shock, anger, and bewilderment we all feel. Don't doubt your sanity when you fail to comprehend the incomprehensible." Now, at the time of the recording of this video, that video about Mike Stoops potentially making $1 million in 2018 is approaching 200 plus comments. And there's a lot of folks who believe two things in particular. One, you have to ride with this guy at this particular point because Mike Stoops, if nothing else, is an excellent recruiter. Just look at the 2018 class, and the 2019 class coming in has the potential to be a #1 ranked recruiting class and will probably finish in the top 5. So you don't want to fire the guy when he's bringing in the kind of talent Alabama, Clemson, and the like are salivating over. Number 2 is the fear that if you fire Mike Stoops, he's going to go somewhere else like Brent Venables and set the world on fire. There's this myth that it's really hard to play defense in the Big 12, harder than it is everywhere else. Now, yeah, we put up a lot of points. Oklahoma State puts up a lot of points. TCU, West Virginia, they're no slouches. But that doesn't really hold water for me. Mostly because this is Oklahoma, and we have talent to be good on defense. And there are games where Mike Stoops seems to show up. Ohio State last year and Tulane in particular. And then there are games where he puts 3 men on the line of scrimmage against the power running team in the Rose Bowl, and nobody can explain to me why. However, with that in mind, I want to take on this myth that we ran Brent Venables out of town and we're left with Mike Stoops right when Brent Venables might have been turning things around. But the thing is, Brent Venables' defense was getting torched, and we all know this. And I'm going to go back to January 12th, 2012, when Barry Trammell wrote a column with the headline, "Brent Venables' best career move might be leaving the Sooners." In the column, Trammell writes, "Brent Venables, 13 years on the Sooner staff, approached about being Holgerson's defensive chief, and Clemson reportedly also smelling fresh meat on the prowl for Venables, which is not how Bob Stoops wanted this staff upheaval to go." You might remember that Mike Stoops had just been hired back onto the staff, and at the time, Mike Stoops and Brent Venables were working out who was going to do the defensive duties, but Trammell hit it on the head, writing, "Mike Stoops will take over the defensive backs, and despite what shell games are played with titles, be the primo defensive coordinator, just as he was from 1999 through 2003. Bob wanted Venables to stick around, but he wanted Venables to take a step back and just let Mike call the defense." Now, a week later, Jake Trotter wrote for ESPN about Brent Venables taking the Clemson job, writing, "Last week the Sooners added a defensive coordinator. This week they lost one. Brent Venables, an assistant at Oklahoma under Bob Stoops since 1999, is leaving to take the defensive coordinator job at Clemson. Venables was co-defensive coordinator at OU from 99 to 2003 before taking over the defensive play calling after Mike Stoops left. But last week, Bob Stoops brought his brother Mike back to the staff, relegating Venables to being a co-coordinator again." In a radio interview Thursday with KREF in Norman, Venables said the decision to leave was difficult, but the right move at the right time for his coaching career, saying, quote, "I've been happy at Oklahoma, but I felt deep down this was the right thing for me to do at the right time. I've got a fabulous relationship with Mike Stoops and felt together we are better. I thought really we could rekindle the old magic, if you will, and was looking forward to that. But it was time to make a move. this could be an opportunity for me down the road to become a head coach as well. And we know what happened next. Venables has put together a top 10 defense year after year for the rest of 2018. And he will be judged by how good his defense is in 2018. That's it for me. Deuces.